Spade starts off on a blind date with Melissa or Missy. It ends horribly wrong. Everything about this date is wrong. She almost gets him in a fight with Roman Reigns or Joe Inoue. He tries to escape out the window, ends up falling out the window, breaking his leg like severely. She pulls out a Crocodile Dundee knife in the middle of the dinner date with Joe, and it's just crazy how nuts this woman is, and how out there she is. You think she was on mushrooms, but like that's the type of character she is, like a date from hell, and she plays it magnificent. Now, yes, there's parts about her which is like just. I want to welcome you to the Pantheon of M. I'm your host, Ray. It's the third Monday of the month, and I get to review a Razzie-nominated film. Today's review is The Wrong Missy, starring Lauren Lapkus and David Spade. Now, this movie got nominated for three Razzies. Sorry, I just got spit. Three Razzies: Worst Actor, Worst Actress, and Worst Duo. But the regulars are in it, like Rob Schneider, Nick Swartzen, David Spade, and Jackie Sandler, Sandler's wife. Which is Sandler's wife, who's in this movie. All of which are supporting roles, and all of which are phenomenal. Actually, all four of these actors, they've matured. Nick Swartzen, who's done The Do-Over, and a film that the writers, which is Chris Pappas and Kevin Barnett, they wrote, and who also wrote this movie too. Swartzen is a little more, plays the best friend or the office co-worker who's really like supportive, whereas in The Do-Over he was a really raunchy, over-the-top character and maybe too juvenile. This time he's playing a little mature and it's a little bit better, and actually not a little bit, it's much better. It's a supporting role and it's actually relatable. He's actually a likable character. Schneider, who is always been, I think, in 90% of the Happy Gilmore productions or co-starred with Sandler at some point, plays a kind of a cliche-ish character, over-the-top, goofy character, but again, this character is actually mature. I forgot his name, but like he's a fisherman, like wild man. He takes the resort kid people on this tour bus or tour boat ride. He's got like no fingers, only a thumb, I think, from a shark attack, and it's a cliche-ish like character, not really not a real character, but like he plays it really well. Like it's actually not bad. You would think it'd be kind of over the top and goofy and just a little bit, going for those like tropes. Not the case. There's scenes where he's like reacting to her, like to the Missy, in shock. But like when he's performing and doing the scenes where he's got to like take on the shark or doing whatever, he's actually subtle. And that's something you don't see very often with Schneider. He's playing a character role and he's doing a pretty good job at it. All the actors. Spade is the other person who needs a pulse. He's not really, it feels like he's phoning it in. And I think that's the problem. It's like someone gave him the script. He's seen the script. He knows what's going to happen. And because he knows what's coming, though he's preparing for the reaction you would have for a situation, the energy doesn't go up or down. It's straight. It's like someone who speaks monotone and just goes blah 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 blah. And there's no diction. There's no pitch. There's no peaks and valleys. It's just playing it not for laughs. Well, he's playing for laughs, but like it's too calculated and too calm. And I think that is what happens when you're not. It comes across like you're phoning it in, unfortunately. But Lauren Lapkus, she is the saving grace. I mean, she is a tremendous actress. I looked at IMDb. She has like 102 credits. She's done a lot of cartoon voice work, like Bob's Burgers. I first noticed her in a Snickers commercial with it's those ones where you're hungry and you become somebody else. Like, there's one with Betty White in the football field. Well, this is the one with Joe Pesci and Don Rickles. She plays the Don Rickles character. When she's not hungry, when she's hungry, she gets a grumpy person. And that's when I first saw her. But a lot of you will know her from Orange is the New Black. She was in the first 2 seasons of that. And I remember her from the last 2 seasons of The Big Bang Theory. She was a comic book assistant. So she has had bit parts. She's kind of have like supporting roles, obviously. She's not the glamorous, beautiful girl next door. But she's a great comedic actress. She has great improv skills. And she has great facial expressions. And the energy she gives to this performance as Missy is what sells this movie. This movie isn't as bad as it's been given the people say about it is. If it wasn't for Spade's performance, this movie would be a little bit better. But the one saving grace about this movie is Lauren Lapkus as Missy. The premise is this: Spade starts off on a blind date with Melissa or Missy. It ends horribly wrong. Everything about this date is wrong. She almost gets him in a fight with Roman Reigns or Joe Inoue. He kind of tries to escape out the window, ends up falling out the window, breaking his leg like severely. She pulls out a Crocodile Dundee knife in the middle of the dinner date with Joe, and it's just crazy how nuts this woman is, and how out there she is. You think she was on mushrooms, but like that's the type of character she is, like a date from hell, and she plays it magnificent. Now, yes, there's a parts about her which is like just from the Spade's perspective, you really don't like this character. She's annoying, and there's in the awkward scenes in this movie. It's too much. There's too many awkward scenes, which makes me uncomfortable watching it. I like to see comedies. I like to see action films. When it comes to the comedic awkwardness, 1, 2 is fine, but like every so often, I actually had to walk away from the show, and like this is too, it's not like the moment of truth where it's like dramatic awkwardness. It's just social awkwardness. I don't like those kinds of films. I want to have a good time and avoid the nuances. I mean, she wins you over. When you look at her performance, she is really charming, and she is crazy as hell as Missy. Anyway, so Tim Morris, Spade's character, goes on this work retreat in Hawaii, and he meets this girl, Molly Sims' character, Melissa, at an airport where they mix passports, and they kind of missed their flights, and they kind of like hit it off in the hours that they had, and everything about Melissa is like the perfect girl. She's a model. Everything, they have the same interests. Like everything about her in those 3-4 hours that they had is perfect. She's like the perfect girl for him. So he gets this retreat going to Hawaii. He sends her a text to go with her, and of course she does go with him, but it's the wrong Melissa. It's the date from hell he sent a text to, and then she comes up, and until she shows up on the airplane, does he realize I sent the wrong Missy the text to come to Hawaii. So now for 2 days or 3 days in Hawaii, he's stuck with her, and it's just everything about Missy is just horrible. And it's awkward, but Lauren Lapkus plays this role with mastercraft precision. She is crazy to the tilt. She's zany, she's outgoing, she's the everyday worst date you could possibly have, and she plays it for laughs. She plays it like she just chews the scenery up, and she's amazing on it. Jeff Pearson, who's from Unhappily Ever After, is the executive who people are trying to woo over to get the sales of this. He's great. Sarah Chalk from Scrubs is a former love interest of Tim's, who is in this movie. Jackie Sandler, who's actually Adam Sandler's wife, is in a supporting role. She's like the opposing co-worker who's sort of like the enemy. Great job. Every supporting character in this movie is actually amazing. Schneider is amazing. Nick Swarzen's amazing. Swarzen, who's been in almost all of Happy Gilmore Productions, as like for example, the Do-Over. The writers is Chris Pappas and Kevin Barnett. They wrote The Do-Over. They wrote this movie as well. Swartzen was in this movie. Swartzen plays like a really raunchy, over-the-top character, a little too rude and crude. This one, he plays the co-worker from at work. He plays it like sincerity. He plays it. Pull back. He plays a really good friend, and he does an amazing job. Missy's character is amazing, and when you look at it carefully, the way she's handling it in. If you're looking at it from one perspective, she's completely like playing it straight, but she's playing it crazy, and it's actually really, really good. And I have to, I watched it twice and I realized just the efficiency and the precision of her performance is really good. And it's worth watching for her. I mean, I will say this now, and I think she's a breakout role actress. She's she's a woman to look at in the future. She is going to be a name. Now, she's not going to be like the romantic leading star, obviously, but like I can see her being a romantic lead. She has the chops. She's charismatic. She has the energy. She has the facial expressions. Everything about her is the goods. And you can feel for her. You can feel for her in terms of like romantically. You can feel for her as like the wounded friend. Empathize with the character, and then just be completely repulsed at the same time by the character. All of it is just what she can deliver. Her facial expressions are her bread and butter, but ultimately, this is worth watching. Now, Spade phones it in, unfortunately, as Tim Morris. I think he read the script and said to himself, okay, he read the script before going on stage and doing it, and because he knows what's coming on, the energy level, the response that you want to have for these scenes, it's there, but it's not really selling it. And at no point does he really sell. He's just too calm. There's the pulse to react is a little bit too, it feels portrayed, it feels like the put on. It's done for the camera, and he goes through the motion, but the performance, like that extra is not there, and that's why he's nominated for a Razzie nomination, because it could have been done better. So, is it worth watching? No. But if you want to see a breakout star in the making, Lauren Lapkus, this is a woman who is going to be phenomenal. She's got 102 credits on IMDb, and before her time on this planet's over, she'll get 204 credits, and her star is just going to go up. She is amazing actress. I look forward to seeing her. If you didn't know who she was, you will now after seeing this movie. Is it the right movie for her? No, but it's a movie that showcases her ability, and now I am a fan of her work, and that says something. But would I recommend to watch this movie? No. But if you want to see who Lauren Lapkus is and why I'm raving about her, then The Wrong Missy is for you to take a look at. Even if for the first 30 minutes of the movie and the last half hour of the movie. The middle half, it's, But if you want to watch it, it's not that bad. It's just Spade kills the film, he's stuck with her on this work retreat in Hawaii in order to impress his boss, played by Jeff Pearson, who, if he lands the account, he's the man of the year. He saves his company and his team, and things are going up. And Melissa Missy is crazy. She's ruining it for him almost at every turn. But then again, she comes around with the crazy, and it sort of works out. And I think that's movie magic right there. So, maybe not recommend, but you're seeing greatness. You're seeing the diamond in the rough. That's what I'm saying, which doesn't say much. Anyways, on that note, I'm Ray. We'll see you next time. Back on Wednesday with a John Wick Wednesday review, and on a Friday with our Natural review. Take care.